It's the Nuka-Cola Lounge, presented by the Triple S League.
He's too busy cutting bushes somewhere.
Yeah, that's what he calls it. We all know what you're really doing, Codsworth. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Nuka-Cola Lounge podcast. My name is Ash, and I'm here with Saib, as always, and also with MrChimp. Say hi, gentlemen.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi, hello, howdy, and greetings, and good day to you.
Howdy ho, good neighbor.
Yeah. Howdy ho, neighbor. So, Automatron was released this week. Is it worth your money and time? Well, that's what we're going to be discussing today. So, any opening thoughts, gentlemen?
I've played through it. It's awesome. If you just spent the money on the DLC, season pass, and you're like, this is all I got, probably not going to make you too happy, but you got to remember that there's a whole lot more DLC coming.
This is apparently the smallest of the DLC that's coming down the road. Lots to look forward to. So what are we talking about in terms of playtime?
So for the main quest, you probably push through that in like 3 hours to maybe 2 hours, depending on how good you are or how fast you are with the combat settings. If you're, doing anything like you would normally do in Fallout 4, you head out in a direction, get sidetracked until you finally go, oh, right, get right back to it as soon as I'm done planting my tomatoes.
That's how I play Fallout. I can't get anything done.
That's how everybody plays Fallout. Now, that's just the main quest stuff. You can probably spend a considerable amount of time just playing with the companion creation and the mods, the robots. But there's a lot of things that it also adds, like, for example, it adds a lot of new dialogue to the radios and a couple new songs and some other funny stuff. And that's really cool. And I swear, I have been playing Fallout 4 for a very long time. I've logged a couple hundred hours in it. And I encountered a bunch of events and, like, little story stuff that I had never encountered before. I don't know if these were basically turned on by the DLC, but I had never encountered them before. So it's good to get into a game, into this DLC from Bethesda, and then to immediately discover that there's a whole bunch of things that I'm playing that I haven't actually played before.
That's what we want in DLC, right? Something new, not just more of the same.
Yeah.
How is it actually like?
It's pretty fun. Ash, what do you think? I've enjoyed my playthrough immensely. I would say it was very, very engaging, very fun.
I've really been enjoying it as well. I immediately just encountering the first new companion, Ada. You can see several videos about her now on our channel. You can see my playthrough on the channel, actually. I immediately fell in love with this companion. I just thought she was a very intriguing character, and the fact that you can mod the snot out of her is really interesting and unique. I wasn't sure what to expect when I first installed this, because I read the synopsis like, the mysterious Mechanist has released a bunch of killer robots out into the environment, into the Commonwealth, and I'm thinking, there's already killer robots all over the frickin' place. How is this going to be different? Well, the robots are quite different. Some of them are variations on existing robots, and some of them are brand new designs. They're all very interesting. They're unique challenges in combats. You actually wind up, getting attacked by iBots, which are not easy to hit because they're really fast. So, it's really changed things up. It's really taken what was already there and really added to it in a really interesting way.
You mentioned Ada. Is there any other new companions, or you get to? I saw you're supposed to be able to make your own.
Yeah, you can make as many robot companions as you like in the new crafting system, the new robot crafting system. You can also mod existing robots. Like I said, you can mod Ada. Apparently, you can mod Curie as well.
I saw people modding Codsworth, turning him into like a death robot.
Were they? Okay, because he wasn't an option when I turned on my robot crafting station. I wonder if he was just too far away.
He's too busy cutting bushes somewhere.
Yeah, that's what he calls it. We all know what you're really doing, Codsworth.
once you make them, can you send them to your different settlements, or they just
Yes,
follow
you can. I've already tried this. I started pumping out giant sentry bots with dual long-distance artillery launchers and dual Gatling lasers, and I started sending them to every single settlement that I have, going, there we go, he'll make a good defender. And a lot of the robots, when you send them to a settlement, they seem to automatically move into guard status. Like if there's any like guard posts or defensive buildings or defensive structures, they'll just move there and like set up already. So that's really, really cool, because you can actually create a giant army of defending robots. So that's really cool.
I can't wait for the mod that lets you have multiple companions, and then you can create a whole bunch of robots. They'll just follow you all over the wasteland. That'll be awesome. I think we talked about that in an earlier podcast, Sive, at some point.
There's a couple of mods out right now that allow multiple companions, but they cause a lot of instability and stuff like that. So best wait just a little bit more until we can get like one of the major follower mod setups from Skyrim and bring those in. So
going back to Jim's question earlier, Sive, since you've played the entire Quest campaign, are there any other companions that you've encountered besides Ada?
There's a great one named Jezebel. Ooh. She's a real doll. Let me just tell you that she is just a ray of sunlight in a really dank, depressing. No, she's a bitch. She's an absolute bitch.
Worse than Marcy.
You know what? Today I gotta send you this picture. Today, Marcy in my game has gotten worse. Marcy just sat there insulting me for about 10 minutes straight while I was working on building this thing, and I was like, I've had it with Marcy. I'm so done with it. And I went to like go see if I could like find her and then like put her on guard duty or something like that in one of my giant towers away from everybody. And I went to go find her, and I came around the corner. I took a screenshot. This is a picture of Marcy and a whole bunch of people staring at June as June stares at a wall. Now they sat here looking at this for about 3 minutes. So very, very depressing.
And did anyone happen to see a British man with brown hair and probably a purple coat fleeing the scene?
No.
Anyone who's been watching Jessica Jones on Netflix will get that reference. It's a good show, by the way. Very dastardly.
That's good. I just finished Daredevil season 2. It's amazing. It's kind of cool how in Fallout you get to go back with the Mechanist and you see the old-timey like 1940s style comic books. Apparently comics never evolved in the Fallout world, so we get those great like 1940s ridiculous things, and it's good. It gives us these wonderful add-ons and quests and stuff like that.
It's great.
Now that brings us to the question, is this DLC worth it? And to be quite honest, you got to kind of look back at Skyrim and kind of do a quick comparison. Vanilla Skyrim was pretty good. It had a lot of bugs. It was a little buggy, a little iffy, but it was really good. It was definitely a top tier game and a game that most people played a lot of. Now, the full DLC Skyrim is a completely different story. That's even better than the vanilla, and offers like all of the different things that they did in the general free patches and free updates and all the bug fixes. I mean, the game was just so much better. And then of course, mods can make it even better. In comparison, this DLC might seem a little small, and to some people might seem a little on the dry side, but it's just one cog in a couple more cogs that are going to make the machine go from its wonderful little vanilla package to much more expansive, and having, death robot teams patrolling the wastelands.
Well, we know in one of the future DLCs that you can create your own combat arena, right? So I see people pitting a bunch of their robots together.
It would be hilarious.
You can pick it up for either $9.99 or you can get the pass for $50, right?
50 USD, yeah. And so, honestly, it's a good buy. Keep in mind that, you know, it's one of many more to come, and when you add the whole thing together, you're going to get a much better experience. I gotta say, I love the new music, some of the new lines from a couple of my, you know, NPC, a couple of the old NPCs. This does include brand new lines for the voice character. It's not like some of the packs that other games have released with DLC where your player character had a bunch of lines and then the DLC comes and then they suddenly have no lines. They offer nothing new because, well, they didn't bring in the voice actors for another, you know, turn behind the mic. They just ran it with generic yeses and nos and stuff like that. And it's terrible.
Yeah.
But in this, not so terrible.
Let's talk about the season pass just for a minute. It's just gone up in price quite significantly. Is the season pass the way to go if you want the DLC content? You can pay, like Chimp said, you can pay $10 US for just Automatron.
And also, like Far Harbor, they said it's going to be 25 US. And then there's the other one in the middle with the arena.
The price for just this DLC seems a little high for me. It is an excellent DLC, but it's roughly a fifth the cost of what the entire game cost, but it's not nearly 1/5 the content you were getting in the original game. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I would definitely encourage you you get two options. You can pre-order the season pass right now, because if you're going to be doing any modding or if you're going to be experiencing the title as a whole thing, you know, I was talking with somebody today who, you know, I still play Skyrim a lot. And, you know, this is years and years down the road after the DLC finished going out. So I would encourage you, if you got the cash, drop it on it now and just start getting it as it comes out. Or if you want to save yourself a couple bucks and you feel like you can wait, then wait until all of the DLC is out, and then they offer it as like a gold package or a bundle package or something like that. Because they will do that eventually, but the higher and the better rating that these DLC packs get, the longer it's going to take for that price to go down. So I would definitely say, you know, you're probably going to be spending it if you want to wait for the next DLC to come out and then just buy the whole season pass at that point. So you're not necessarily spending too much, you know, right off the top. Yeah, you can do that too.
I think I don't want to be that guy that says I told you so to everybody that didn't do this. But getting the DLC for $29.99 for the pass, that was the way to go.
Yeah,
right?
That was definitely.
Because you're definitely going to get your money's worth out of the DLC. I think if you're going to do it, you got to get the whole pass, because there's a lot of hype about Far Harbor. It's supposed to be this whole big new zone, and then all of your other stuff with the Death Arena or whatever they're calling it.
These things, they all make this experience so much better, and really so much better bang for your buck. You could spend, you know, maybe 100 hours in certain other RPGs or other games. Sometimes you spend even less than that. I know there's a few games in my Steam library that I spent $50 on, and I played for 20 hours or less, and I've never touched them again. So there's those kinds of games, but, you know, with Skyrim, Fallout, you can be sure that you're going to sink a lot of time into it, and it's going to be a great reward as well.
It's a fantastic game. It's easy to harp on Bethesda, you know, for, oh, there's this bug, or we put up a video about the pathfinding glitch just recently, and it's funny, and someone was like, wouldn't be Bethesda without stuff like that. But really, they've put out an amazing product, you know, an amazing game world with an amazing engine. I mean, it's mind-boggling to think about all that went into it, so I'm willing to forgive a few bugs here and there.
They shoot really high, you know.
They do.
Just have a couple of bugs. It's still a great game. If you let the bugs ruin it for you, you're just, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to you.
And for me, it's the quality of the story and just how absorbed you can get in this world. And that's really what makes a good game. I have said for years now. Graphics don't make a game. It's like graphics don't make a movie. Put great CG in a movie, and for a while you were getting, like right after Lord of the Rings came out, there were all these movies that were just these orgies of CG effects trying to copy Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, mirror Lord
and,
of the Rings.
But the movies were crap. They made a lot of money for a while, but you can't build a movie on that, and you can't build a game on that.
There are a lot of games that I have played that were RPGs that people were like, this game's so much better than those kinds of games. But honestly, 3 years later, guess which one's still in my library? Guess which one I still tweet about, talk about? Some of those games, they're great when they come out for the first month or two, but because nothing ever really changes, because there's no really good DLC, because there's no good experience to share with people, it dries out really, really quickly.
Chimp and I were talking about this exact thing just a couple of days ago about The Division. We were saying, it's been a lot of fun, but is it going to have any replay value? Really depends on what's coming down the road as far as downloadable content and updates and stuff like that.
At its current state, not to get sidetracked, but at its current state, I don't see it lasting. But hopefully all this hype about the season pass and DLC and incursions, it'll do well. But for some people, they log hours and hours every day on it. And others, they find it repetitive. And after 30, it's like, okay, more of the same, what's new? Mm-hmm. My thing is when I'm playing a game is I want great gameplay, good story, and then graphics come last.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people, they go over the top, and we're so graphic intensive that we slack on some stuff. Division has a great story. All the side story, all the phone recordings and echoes and all that's great, but the gameplay gets pretty redundant.
Awesome. So there you go. We recommend grabbing the season pass if you can. But yes, Automatron is a great bit of DLC. We can't wait to see what's coming down the line for the next. It's really whet my appetite for Far Harbor, for the other additional content that's going to be coming. I'm very excited. So thanks so much. Let us know what you think. If you've been playing or if you've been watching our videos or anything like that, let us know what you think about Automatron. You can comment down below or tweet us at SSS League.
And check out our trailer for Valkyrie. It's out. Came out last week. And let us know what you think. This is the first of 3 companions, fully voiced companions that we are arms deep in making already. These are going to be great characters. We're really aiming to create some really good free mod content here with these characters. Let us know what you think. Like and subscribe. We love the support.
And check out MrChimp's live streams every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, 9 to 11 Eastern Standard Time. His wife Tabby joins him for a lot of those as well, and they're great together. So, on behalf of Sybe and Mr. Chimp, my name is Ash. Thank you so much for listening.
Catch y'all on the flip side.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Those things help us out a lot. Also, join us over at Sugar Bombed for community, discussions, and gaming news.